Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Ohio special election is happening today. This is the special election that will determine if you need 60% of the vote to amend the state constitution, or if you vote no against this measure, to keep it the way it is, which is 50% plus one vote. The reason why this is being brought up is that in the next month or two, there's going to be women's rights, reproductive rights legislation that is to go on to go to vote, so it could be the Constitution could be amended to allow for women to have reproductive rights, and the GOP is trying to make it more difficult. Okay, so polls should be closing probably at 8 o'clock, I would guess, so about an hour and 10 minutes from now. So I just want to do a quick read on what's the energy with this. How are things looking in Ohio? For entertainment purposes only, when I've done previous readings on this, I saw that the measure was going to be defeated, and that would be good for women's rights. Okay, so a lot of money coming in here. Legacy also for the legislatures that are in there. But this is also generational things. Grandparents, parents, kids. So it's, the whole families are impacted by this. And there's a victory for families. Victory for families. Right now I'm going to say that's not a victory for the big money who would be against it. This is a victory for women and women's rights. Or maybe that's what the challenge is. In the past, you've got the Four of Cups. You've got these, the Supreme Court and the GOP coming up with these distasteful offers towards women's rights and the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and then kicking it back to the states. So now, in this case, the state's trying to do something about it, and certain folks like the GOP don't want that. So they're trying to fight this issue. The Hermit. But the truth has been released. This has been exposed. It's trying to be sold. The GOP is trying to sell this as this is supposed to protect the elections from foreign interference or something along those lines. No, the people understand what's at stake here. Strong emotions. Women especially have really strong opinions on this, and they will impact everybody in their sphere, other women and the men in their lives. Lesson to be learned is you don't mess with the Queen of... You don't mess with women. Just don't. They're done playing. They are done with being kicked around and tossed around. You just gave them the rod. You just said, you know what? You have to take control of your own body and your own rights, because you can't trust a bunch of old men to do it for you. The outcome is that that feeling of, in this case, it's, you got the Eight of Swords. This is the hostage card. You could translate this as this measure passing and women being held hostage. But I think this is women understanding that they don't have to be hostage to this. They don't have to be held hostage to this. They can cut themselves free. Page of Wands underneath it. A new message going forward. At the very, this could be translated a couple of ways. Again, if we were to say that women lost this, and that we've got, a Page of Wands energy, somehow old men win, get the victory, you still may be able to get 60% of the vote, but you've got to get the vote out. You've got to get people out there and voting. And I think the key to this election, again, is getting young people out to vote. The women are going to support this, but if the young people come out to vote, there's going to be a victory for women. So I'm going to throw a little four-carder on the outcome here. But again, when you've got the old money versus the victory card, and underneath it is the Page of Wands, that's telling me the young people come out and vote. And again, if the young people come out and vote, they are going to vote to support women's rights. So Ohio, I think you got this. Let's ask the specific question. Does this measure get defeated? And even if it passed, and I will say this, even if it passed, there is no guarantee that they will be able to... you might still be able to get women's rights passed. with 60%. Because I think about 70% of the people support the women's right to choose their reproductive health in their decisions. So what's going to happen in this election? Will this measure get defeated? There's your victory card. Will this measure get defeated? Victory. The truth is out there. What a great card underneath that. Both horses too, by the way. The old, again, generations fighting on this one. Young people coming out and just looking at this thing saying, this is craziness. We don't like this. In judgment. Yeah, I think this gets overdone. I think this is good. I think this measure will be defeated. And I don't envy the future career of some of these politicians who supported it. Do not have a short memory in Ohio, my friends. All right. Thank you to the new subscribers for coming to the channel. Appreciate you clicking the subscribe button and checking out my videos. Thank you for the folks that have been around and who leave me lots of comments and thumbs ups and the shares that you put out there. It really helps with the channel and the algorithms. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.